What is going on, everybody? It is Lay the House, or I'm here, and I'm sharing my sports betting and daily fantasy picks and plays for this Friday, July 12th. There's a ton of baseball on today. Every single team is in action in the MLB. There's 3 WNBA games tonight, which means there's a ton of value on the board for us to take advantage of on Underdog Fantasy, Prizepicks, and our regular sports books as well, like Hard Rock, Fliff, and DraftKings. So first off, let's head over to the Discord server and recap yesterday and see how we did. If you're not in the Discord yet, it is free to join. It's linked in the description below and also in the pinned comment. Basically, this is what the Discord server looks like. There's a ton of different servers, tabs on the side. I have a big section on betting education and like bankroll management, things like that. Everything in the server is free. There's no premium services or anything. You can see here, I have a section where it's called RM's Fantasy Picks. This is where I post every single one of my plays every single day right when I make them. So you see I post a screenshot. I'll post a link to the play on Underdog Fantasy or Prizepicks, or just a screenshot if it's sleeper. And then I'll tag the daily fantasy roll. So if you want to get the daily fantasy roll, just head over to choose your roll, choose daily fantasy, and you'll get notifications for that. If you're interested in regular sports betting picks, I post them in here as well. Yesterday, I had some syncing issues with OddsJam, so I really couldn't get many plays on the board for us. But basically, I post a screenshot of my bets every single day, and I tag the sports bet roll, basically. And then everyone with that roll gets a notification that I just posted a play. So if you want to be in the Discord server, that's probably the best place to be to see all of my plays and honestly get a wealth of content completely free. There's a really good community in here. There's about 1,000 people in there, and some of us had some really big wins yesterday. So let's recap those. Skull Steve, or Stuve, I don't even know how to say his name. Huge day yesterday, over $1,000 in profit. We'll see here he had this one where it's $20 to win 209. He had another one where it was $27 to win 92. Looks like he cashed in on Sleeper really good. $10 to win 138. Insane odds. That was with the Skeens promotion. Prizepicks, $25 here to win 250. And then Underdog Fantasy, he just cleaned up the board everywhere. You know, it looks like he won $240, $142 here, and then $100 here. I'd assume he's risking like $10 in each one, so awesome job for Skull here. Myself, I had a decent day as well. We cashed a couple on Sleeper. We had a 2-pick entry, Duran and Boz, $25 for $86, so that was a winner right there. And then I had another winner where it was $25 into $139.75. So really nice to cash in on some plays yesterday, especially when my sports betting picks weren't the best. But a couple days ago, we cashed a big one, 22.53x. I made $200 in this play. So Sleeper's been really kind to me. Underdog Fantasy, it's been cold last couple days. We'll look at my results here on the Underdog Fantasy website. You see I won this one. I actually flexed this play, insured it. You know, Seiya Suzuki, he absolutely went bonkers, so, I can't really fault him for that, but the other 3 cashed. And then I had a long shot play, too. It was a 5-pick non-insured entry. Suzuki ruined that for us as well, so you can see a recurring theme here. He ruined the 3-pick entry for us. And then we had another play, Stevenson, Albies, and Houck. Stevenson hit a homer, so rough day on Underdog Fantasy, but hey, those days are going to happen here and there. But hopefully we can find some value today and make some really good plays on Underdog Fantasy and Prizepicks today. It is Flex Friday, so that means we all get a free play on Prizepicks up to $20. Just be sure to opt in on the Prizepicks website, and then remember to check the box off when you are making your play on Prizepicks to get your free play. So now let's head over to OddsShopper. This is my number one tool when it comes to making plays for daily fantasy and honestly sports bets as well lately. And pretty much what it does is it tells you which plays are the most positive EV. So it's telling you which plays are basically on a discount on Underdog Fantasy or Prizepicks or Dabble or Better or Sleeper as compared to all the other sports books. So like this Nick Castellanos under 1.5 total bases, it's minus 122 on Underdog Fantasy. That's just the implied odds. But on another sports book, it's probably like minus 140. So you're getting this at a large discount on Underdog Fantasy. So this is why it is the top value on Underdog Fantasy right now. Underdog Fantasy is my favorite site to play on, but Sleeper is honestly a close second. If you want to sign up with any of these sites and you don't have an account with them yet, sign up using the code LayTheHouseRM and you'll get some sort of deposit match on every single one of them. It's always better to have more sports books, especially when there's different values on each one. Sometimes you could find a middling opportunity. So I don't know of an example today, but say like if Asia Wilson was 27.5 points in Underdog Fantasy, but on say Sleeper she's 25.5 points. You can just take the over 25.5 on Sleeper, under 27.5 on Underdog, guarantee yourself one of them winning, and a possibility that they both might win if she scores 26 or 27 points. Really good way to make money with that, but for Underdog Fantasy here right now, the top values on the board are Nick Castellanos under on the bases, Yamir Jamer Candelario, under on 1.5 bases as well. Asia Wilson, under 27.5 points. And Marcel Ozuna, under on the bases. So, how I use this odd shopper here, sometimes I'll simply just click generate, and it will give me the most positive EV play that's out there. So, that would be a 5-pick non-insured entry with Castellanos, Candelario, Asia Wilson, Marcel Ozuna under on the bases, and Sonny Gray under on hits allowed. But if I want to just do a 3-pick entry, I would just remove the bottom 2, and it would give me a positive EV play for the top 3 plays. What I'll try to do is like mix and match these plays, and then the values will change as the day goes on. As more plays come out and more money moves the lines a little bit, basically on the major sports books, you're gonna find more value on these plays on Underdog Fantasy, Prizepicks, all these websites. So that's kind of how it works. You can see here the true odds is minus 134 for Castellanos. That's the average odds of this prop on all the major sports books. So that's why this is a good value. Generally, if it's anything below what the true odds is, it's a good value. So that's the best way to look at it here. So those are the top plays for Underdog Fantasy. Now let's go take a look at Prizepicks. Prizepicks has been difficult, at least for me in Florida, since they changed the format for us. I can't do a flex play anymore personally, even though flex plays are the most optimal way to play. So if you are playing in a state other than Florida, or maybe some of the other ones too, and you are allowed to do a flex play, honestly, every single play you make on Prizepicks should be a 5 or 6 picks flex play. That is the play that has the most value in it. So like every time I generate the optimal play on Prizepicks for today, it's going to give me a 6 picks flex play. The top plays on the board right now for Prizepicks are the Castellanos, the same play. Really good value on that one as well. Jose Miranda, under 1.5 bases. That's a scary bet. He has been on fire lately. He had that streak of like 12 straight at-bats where he reached base every single time. But it's baked into the odds now, so there is some good value with him. Brian De La Cruz, under on the bases. Brooks Lee, under on the hits, runs, RBIs. Manuel Margot, under on the runs. Sean Manaea, under 6.5 strikeouts. Mountcastle, under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And George Springer, under 1.5 total bases. Pretty much anything that is a positive number for EV is a really good play. Obviously, the larger number you get, the better the play it is. So, like, if I was making a play on Prizepicks for myself, for, like, my Flex Friday pick, I would just remove these bottom 2, change it to a power, because I like to go all in. And this is honestly, like, it's negative EV, but it's as close to positive EV as that I'm going to get. Or if I want to, like, tweak a little bit here. So, say, like, I don't want to use the Brian De La Cruz play. I would just remove him here. And then I would swap in, say, Margot, and see how that pops in as well. And if you want to refresh because the lines are constantly moving, and if you just want to take the top plays, you are able to do that as well. But remember, on Prizepicks and Underdog Fantasy, if you pair players from the same team, it's going to dock your pay. So that's why it's skipping the Margot and going straight to Manaea. I don't make the rules, unfortunately. There was a point in time where you were able to stack plays, and it was amazing. But that's why they removed it for us. So if I'm making a play on Prizepicks, honestly, my Flex Friday play is probably going to be something like this with Castellanos, De La Cruz, Brooks Lee, and Manaea. And now let's head over to another site. So we'll go to Sleeper. Sleeper's been amazing for us. There has been so much value on Sleeper lately. It's been cashing us so much money. There's not much on the board for it just yet. It's early in the morning on Friday right now. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Really not a lot out there. This Kelsey Plum is probably the best value on the board right now. I'd assume they'd post some sort of promotions today where you can mix it in with some of these plays. So, like, if I was making a play in Sleeper, we'll generate the optimal right now. It's negative EV. Like, it's going to be really tough to find a positive EV play on Sleeper. But the top 5 plays currently on the board, even though none of them are, like, amazing or anything. Aaliyah Boston, under 14.5 points. Kelsey Plum, under on the points. Garrett Cole, under on the strikeouts. Clark, under on the rebounds. And Skubal, under on the earned runs. Now, you're probably wondering why all of the top plays on every single one of these books are unders. Honestly, unders always have the most value in it simply because the public hates betting unders. I mean, everyone's going to try to bet overs. I get messages all the time like, I hate betting unders, so that's why I don't tell you your plays, and I get it. It's not fun betting an under. It's not fun watching a game hoping a guy gets out every single time. But for baseball specifically, more often than not, a player's going to hit their under simply because of the variance in the game. If a player goes 1 for 4, that's generally a good day. So there's going to be a lot of times where a lot of players are hitting unders in baseball, especially on the total basis. But as we get into like football and more into basketball season and even like hockey, you'll start seeing a little bit more overs. Especially with like injuries in basketball and football too. Like when a guy gets ruled out, it will affect the line for all these other players. So that's why you might get more overs in those sports as compared to baseball. Baseball is a pretty stagnant sport. You know, you kind of know what the lineup is every single day. You know the matchup against the pitcher every single day. So there's really not many injuries that can affect what the line is for a player in baseball as compared to like football and basketball. So that's it for Sleeper. We can head over to Better. I can't use Better, but I live in Florida, but I know a lot of people do. And there's a ton of value on it. So, like, that Castellanos is a good play, Candelario. You'll see a lot of similarities between these sports books and these daily fantasy pick'em sites because, like, they all get their odds from, like, a similar database or, like, a similar source. So that's why a lot of the plays here are similar for most sports books. But you can see there's a bunch more on Better. So, like, this Julio Rodriguez and Austin Riley and Freddie Peralta, these are the first times we are seeing this on the board. If you play on Better, this is the optimal play right now. It's probably a long shot, 5-pick, non-insured entry. Castellanos, Candelario, reoccurring theme here. Best plays on the board right now. Julio Rodriguez under 1.5 bases, Riley under 1.5 bases, and Freddie Peralta also under 6.5 total strikeouts. So all unders again. I'll see if I can find an over in here for you guys. It doesn't look like anything is positive EV for the overs, but like I said, that's just the way it is sometimes. It's nice when you see them, but get used to betting unders if you want to make money betting on sports. And then Dabble. Some people use Dabble as well. I like Dabble personally. I just don't find a lot of value on it anymore. You can see there's really no good plays on Dabble right now. Sort by positive EV, you have Ozuna, which is like the closest thing to it. So honestly, I would just skip Dabble today and not even make a play over there. So one other tool I want to show you on OddsShopper before I end the video today is show you their premium EV betting tools, which is their sports betting, regular sports betting. That's not the pick'em sites. It's not the Prizepicks. This is for me, since I live in Florida. It's Hard Rock and Fliff, and this shows me the top values on the board for Hard Rock and Fliff since I live in the state of Florida. So you go into this tool and you look at and you choose your state, whatever state you live in, and it tells you what the most positive EV plays are. So basically, which plays are on a discount on your sports books that you can take advantage of and try to make some money on. And then if you want to see some of their results for this, which is really cool because OddsJam I know doesn't do this and some of the other websites don't do this, every single one of their plays is tracked. So if I go look at their MLB plays for season long for Hard Rock this year, and we'll add Fliff in there as well, just for, research purposes. I'll click Get Results, and it will show me their results for every single play on these websites. So for Fliff, they're up 7% on the total bases on the year. They're down minus 1.2% on total strikeouts, smaller sample. Same with total home runs, really small sample. But like Hard Rock total bases, they're up 1%. I mean, hell, 1% is good. You're not going to hit home runs here making these plays unless you're like parlaying them together and going for a home run play. But more often than not, anything positive is good in my eyes, and that's the way I kind of treat this. I go more long term. I take some long shots, try to win some big plays here and there. But more often than not, I'm just in it for the long term. I want to make more money than I'm losing over a course of a year. And honestly, that should be your goal as well. So if you want to, learn more about this and learn more about positive EV betting and like my style of play, just join the Discord server. Reach out to me. I'm always accessible one-on-one. But that's going to wrap it up for the video today. Hopefully you found some plays from this video that you could play on your picks for Prizepicks, Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, all those as well. I'll post all of my plays in the Discord server and on the Sharps app as well. So if you haven't seen the Sharps app yet, it's similar to Pickett. Basically, it's a lot newer. It's a little bit clunkier, but it's a work in progress. But honestly, I think Sharps is going to be better than Pickett in the long term, simply because it has more of a social aspect to it. You could post a video with your play, or you could even post like a long description why you made this play. And it seems like it has more like a Twitter feel to it as compared to Pickett does. So the Sharps app, it's free to join. All you have to do is just click the link in the description below. Sync your accounts on Sharps to your sports books or your pick'em sites, and it will sync your results over for you. It gives you an analysis of your results, over the last week, month, year, however you want to look at it. So similar to Pickett, but it's free. And Pickett is probably going to be charging soon, so that's why I'm really endorsing Sharps. But I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of the video. Drop a like if you like this kind of content and comment your best play today. If you want to see me keep doing this, I appreciate the support. So I'm so close to 1,500 subscribers. Maybe next goal will be 2K if we can get there, if I can consistently post for you guys. But best of luck on your plays today, and thanks for watching.